Hello, what's up guys? My name is Agent Edward, and today we are going to be reviewing some Green Lantern Omnibuses by Geoff Johns. This is Volume 1. I got Volume 2 and 3 here beside me. But before we get into all that good stuff, I would just like to say this is my first video. I was going to do a video of what kind of content I was going to be creating and whatnot and so on. And to be honest, the video was very short. I mean, it's pretty plain and simple what I'm going to be doing. If you're a nerd, just subscribe. I mean, I'm going to be reviewing some comic books, some more omnibuses, hopefully, in the future. And we might talk about some upcoming films, casting options, and stuff like that, what to expect. May even talk about some rumors, talk about the animated universe, DC universe I like. Or, some other content that maybe you guys would be interested in. I do plan on doing some Marvel Realm of Champions whenever that game comes out. I honestly thought it was going to come out in June, but we're at the end of June and it's not here yet. So who knows when that game's going to come out. But yeah, thank you for checking us out and checking this video out. On to the review. Okay, so we have our first volume here, Green Lantern by Geoff Johns. I got these omnibuses on Amazon. I could not bring myself to pay full price. I actually received a couple of these as a gift. I bought the second volume. But the prices on these bad boys are pretty expensive. The cover price is $125 on all three of these volumes. If you go on Amazon though, they have them for, I think I have here, the first volume is $98, so save 27 bucks. And it actually comes in really good condition. Mine wasn't beaten up at all. It was very nice and sealed and very safe, very tight and snug. But yeah, this is what it looks like. This bad boy is pretty thick. I mean, compared to my face, it's about as, it's pretty thick. The first omnibus is that 1,232 pages long. It's a big book. It's definitely worth it. There's a lot of graphic novels and stuff in here that, are a ton of money if you buy them all individually. It's definitely nice to have them in one big book. But this is the cover outside the sleeve. It's very nice. The back, I love the cover of these books. These books are really nice material. The binding is really, it's decent. I think some of mine, I think it may have been partially my fault. Kind of came a little undone, but I was reading it in the car one day, and it was unfortunate. I think I slipped up a couple times, but I mean, it's really stayed in really well condition. And story-wise, I loved every single one of these things. They're all amazing. Let me see if I can get an example of some art here. I mean, just phenomenal stuff. The art. All these books are great. Let's see what we got here. Got big guy. But yeah, the story was phenomenal. I hadn't read a lot of Green Lantern stuff before this. I read some of the Rebirth, not the original Green Lantern Rebirth, but the the newer Rebirth Hal Jordan Green Lantern. I thought it was okay, but I didn't really know a lot about the character, and I read Geoff Johns' Justice League run. It was one of the first comic book runs that I read, and I read Hal Jordan in that series and fell in love with the character, and I just recently got around to reading Geoff Johns' run of the Green Lantern, which is supposedly the greatest run of all time, and which I could totally understand because this story is flipping amazing. So we have Volume 2 here. Volume 2 is my favorite. I'm just going to say that up front right now. Volume 2 was my favorite, or is my favorite, rather. This one is $125. They're all $125 cover price. Let's see here. Alright. Cover. Outside the cover, got right here. Back. Again, beautiful, beautiful art on cover. Blackest Night is in Volume 2. It's got to be one of the best comic book stories I've ever read. I mean, it is amazing. Just exploring all the Lantern Corps and all that, and just, it was so amazing. There's so much good stuff in here. Like that right there. Art. It's beautiful. The binding, I think, I had the worst time with the binding with the second book. This time it wasn't my fault. I was very careful with this book. But there's definitely some places where it's not as good, I think, if you can see here. Yeah, it's very... Yeah, it's on this end. Let me see. See that right there? This one I actually took extremely great care of. I didn't take it outside my room this time because I dropped the other one in the car, and I was like, well, we're not doing that again. And yeah, I stayed in my room with it. I read it. I held it like I hold all the other books, and you know, I don't know what happened to it, but that was kind of unfortunate. But I didn't have that issue with the other two at the binding, so I honestly do not know. But yeah, the story in this one is amazing. So much good stuff in here. Let me see if I can find another one. Oh yeah, this is phenomenal. That was a phenomenal. Look at that. Look at that. Just some great stuff. Great stuff. Geoff Johns is by far one of my favorite writers. And not to mention, where is he at? What's his name? Patrick Gleason, I think, is how you pronounce that name. I probably butchered that name. Sorry, Patrick. Hopefully I didn't. But his art is phenomenal. I think his art was my favorite in the Omnibus Volume 1. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, so that's Volume 2. And go to Volume 3. One thing I do like about this run is kind of with comic books, you never really get that satisfaction unless it's like a separate story or anything or something where it has like a ending that feels appropriate or nice. He does like a he kind of ends his story, kind of goes into the future of some of the Green Lanterns and what they'll eventually will happen to them and stuff like that. And I'm not going to spoil any of that what happens, but there's some closure by the end of Omnibus Volume 3. It's not by this other book after, the end of it, like a lot of other comics are. But I really enjoyed this run. Here is Volume 3. And then we have sides. Then we have the back. This one's $125 as well, obviously. And then we have the cover. Oh yes, this is my favorite cover on the book. Oh man. Has all the lanterns on it. So amazing. Absolutely amazing. Sinestro right there. I have our Hal Jordan. Got some Kyle Rayner going on up there. Oh, right there. Oh yeah. Got some good stuff. St. Walker. Oh yeah. Kilowog. Man, this book. And let me see. So, I think I told you the number of pages for the first one. Number of pages in the second one is 1,040 pages in the second one. And in the third volume, you have 1,104 pages. They're pretty big books. Worth the price. Well, not worth the 125 price. I got them for got the one for, I think it was 95. I think it was something around there. Right now it's $82. That is a steal. I'm gonna be honest with you, that is really good considering the story. And these things have been flying off Amazon. I was really surprised about that because these books came out a few years ago, a couple years ago, and these things are flying off Amazon still. Yeah, so I definitely pick one up if you can. So yeah, Volume 1 is $98, Volume 2 is $82, Volume 3 is $81 on Amazon as of right now when I'm making this video. That's how much they are. I'll leave the link down below. Yeah, like I said before, I really liked Volume 3. There was a lot of closure with this one at the end, and it was a very fitting end, and I really enjoyed it. It's really good. Let me see if I can find some good art here. That Flash becoming Parallax. Guess that's a little bit of a spoiler right there. Sorry. Like I said, the binding on this one, not bad at all. Let me go to the metal. Binding's a little tad worn out. I read these books within a matter of a few days. I could not set these things down. These things were phenomenal. The story was phenomenal. I cannot stress how good this story was. Let's see if we can find some art here. Some good stuff. All the art in all these books were just amazing. Check that out. We have some Sinestro action going on. Some No Fear epicness. We have got some Black Ring going on right there. Yeah. William Hand. Some really cool stuff here. Simon Baz, I think is how you say his name. His character's introduced in this book, and I actually really like that. I really liked how they introduced his character. I thought it was very interesting. The First Lantern. Some good stuff right there. So yeah, all in all, I recommend these books. If I had to rate them out of 10, first one, I'd probably give, oh man, I really didn't think about this before starting the video. First one, I'd probably have to give a 8 out of 10, second one, 10 out of 10, and the third one, I'd give a 9 out of 10. There was a little bit of filler. It felt like a little bit of filler in the first one, but, first one was still good, and I would still read it, totally read it. It is amazing, and explains a lot. So I know there are a lot of people that just want to read The Blackest Night. story, which is a great story, and that's like one of the big events that happens in this Green Lantern comic book run, and they just want to jump right into volume 2. I mean, you could totally do that, because it actually starts off telling his like origin story and whatnot. So I mean, you could totally get away with just starting with volume 2. But again, I would still read volume 1. There's a lot of stuff that's kind of, they explain a lot in the first book, and if you read the second book, you might be confused at some topics and whatnot that are in there. So yeah, well, that is our review on our Green Lantern Geoff Johns omnibuses. Thank you for watching my first video. Any comic book related, I'm going to be honest, I'm a little DC biased. I'm not crazy about Marvel Comics and the direction that they've gone, and I'll do a video about that maybe later. But if you guys have any recommendations, if you have a Marvel comic, I mean, I have read Marvel comics. If you want me to review them, leave a comment down below of what you would like me to review, and I might check it out. You never know, I might review it. Or try to prove me wrong. Give me something that's... and give me an amazing comic book. Put it down below. I'll read it, and I'll change my mind and love Marvel forever. Go for it. But, yeah. I might be doing some more comic book reviews. If there's anything specific you would like me to review, please comment down in the section below and let me know. Otherwise, thank you for tuning into the first video of the channel. And, yeah. Guys, have a great day. Subscribe, please. Por favor. This is first video. Have I said that like 1,000 times already? Yeah, that's enough. Alright. Goodbye, guys. See you on the next one.